Hey, hey, hey. So it's Lauren here with the Build Carolina team interviews or the catch-up chats. We've had a busy year this year, and I'm starting things off with Alex, who is our CTO. I've grabbed a little bit of time on Alex's calendar so I could personally catch up with him, but also hear what he's doing and being able to share that with everybody who's going to be watching these videos as we share a little bit about what our team is working on right now. So, Alex, thanks for some time today. And take it away. Tell us who you are and what you do for Build Carolina and what you have been doing, and what you're looking forward to.
That is huge. I will tell you all the things. Maybe we can go in smaller bites.
Yeah.
My name's Alex Martin. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Build Carolina. I have been here, kind of fun. This is like a weird anniversary week for me. I've been here 2 years officially full time this week. August 1st to August 1st, August 1st of
Yeah.
2022. But I've actually been with Build Carolina kind of since the beginning and with our program since prior to Build Carolina's existence. So this is actually like year 8 or 9 for me with our programs, which is kind of wild to think.
Yeah, like because we've had such I think you'll see as we talk to our whole team and everyone who's been here even just under a year or even to the 8, 9 the entire time we've been an organization, we we all kind of just iterate and evolve and iterate and evolve, and we just can't we once we get into this mission, it's hard to peel away for too long. So it's been you've been really critical and vital in setting us up to be where we are now with filling the gaps that we get to fill, because you've
Yeah.
had your hands in a lot of those in early days, and also we've been doing some cool new things that I'm excited for you to share because you've been able to dive in on some new projects as of late. um, but so this year alone, so like 2024,
Okay.
what have you been doing, or like some favorite moments so far this year?
So 2024 has been an interesting year of transition. When kind of going back to some of that longer tenure concept, most of my work with Build Carolina and our programs has been very implementation focused. I've been kind of the nerd who can swing in and save the day and build things and help talk through ideas. But I haven't done as much strategic work. I haven't done as much rolling out new programs as much as just supporting them. And this past couple years, I've really been able to lean into that strategic leadership planning side. This year is the first time that I'm really getting out of the classroom. A lot of my time has been spent with programs like Develop Carolina, or even going back to SC Codes, where I was doing teaching and learning circles and helping facilitate classes. And this year, I've really set a target to say, hey, let me pull back from the classroom and let me step back to where I can see some bigger pictures, build some new things, and give other people great opportunities to get different perspectives and different guidance, but still help us grow and help push things forward. Which all sounds very businessy and very silly, and pretty much just means I'm getting to build some cool stuff instead of just teaching other people how to build cool stuff.
Yeah, because you really you help to like in our teaching culture and like in our direct service programs, like our teaching programs, it's been really cool to watch the culture be built over the last 2 years, especially since you've been full time and really helping to grow leaders within those cohorts. And then also then you got to kind of go another level up and get to touch some of our Greenville based in-person program too, which is cool. And you got to like really pour into that and help build that culture of leaders. And it's just been really cool to see your impact across programs. So we're really grateful that you were willing and excited about moving into, handing off this culture of building leaders. And it's not just about teaching them knowledge, but really building leaders and getting them into the industry. And it's also like amongst our team. So it's really cool to see you step into our leadership team and be that nerdy guy who jumps in and teaches us and helps us stay very knowledgeable and on trend and what's going on in the industry. So
Yeah.
2024 has been really big for you because you really have been like building, and then you've been maintaining, and then you were able to pass some things off and train some of our other instructors. So you brought 2 instructors on, and then some teaching assistants. But do you want to talk about that experience and what's been going on there?
Yeah. So Historically, that's the right way to kind of frame this. I don't want to go like, let me go day by day for the past 8 years of everything we've done, right? Historically, we've built programs and they've really gotten, in a lot of cases, our programs have gotten to a place where they're dependent on a single person. And that's great because we can have somebody who has a strong vision and can help guide and support that program. But over time, that's hard to scale. It's hard to get all the knowledge out of somebody's head and into a shared place where we can all learn from it. It takes a lot of really intentional work for us to have a program with one liability or one dependency, one person leading it. So we're trying to come up with ways that we're working across all of our programs and everybody is sharing knowledge and growing together and working together. And what that leads to is us having our first instructional team. So instead of having an instructor or somebody's only role being, I am the instructor for this program, now we have a team of folks and we're all sharing ideas, we're all sharing experience. The two folks who, Lauren, you're talking about are Sean Reed, who came in for our in person boot camp in Greenville, and then also Chris Girl, who came in for our Develop Carolina remote apprenticeship. And in both those cases, they have great experience teaching and building new engineers themselves, building programs, but not as focused as they're getting here. So we're all getting to work together really from ground zero to say, what do we want this to look like as a team? How can we share knowledge? How can we share responsibilities? How can we all keep these programs growing in unison instead of getting into these like fragmented silos? So that's been a lot of fun for me in more of a leadership role where I'm trying to set a vision and say, hey, these are kind of our cultural touchstones, the things that are important to us, things like having people come back and provide mentorship and support after graduation, things like bringing industry knowledge from their work back into our culture and our cycles. We really, for me, the highest point of praise to our programs is having people come back to us from the industry and want to continue helping others. That means we set the right tone, we set the right culture, and we've kind of planted a seed that we're starting to get to really benefit from. And
Yeah.
so building a team that drives that and setting a vision where we're all trying to build a culture that people want to come back to and contribute to is intimidating but exciting.
Yeah, I think you've done a really great job. And you do attract the people who, if you stay in firm and you really are intentional about these things that are important to you. And for us, our organization, it is community collaboration, agility, all these values that we hold. We attract the people who want to push that just as much as we do. And so we've just been really, it's just been awesome. Teammates been added over the last year and a half. And I'm excited for the rest, in the coming interviews. People are going to get to know them as well, the people you mentioned, and also like the rest of our team. And yeah, so it's just been an exciting 2024 in the shift from instruction. Like you said, you were in the classroom, and now, as of late, you've been really diving into a little bit more development, specifically, and have been helping us. Earlier this year we received a Relentless Challenge grant for a pretty innovative project. So do you want to talk about that? What you're working on with the development studio?
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if you were going to name it or if I was supposed to name it or yeah, the development studio. That's a big one. That's a little bit of a kind of an exciting goal project for me. Really, the cool thing about Build Carolina is when we see a need, we're small enough, we're agile enough, we're empowered enough that we can fill that need. We don't have to wait for permission. We don't have to come up with a perfect business plan. We can execute really, really quickly. And that's how we've built all of our programs is we see a problem, we say, okay, here's a potential solution. Let's see if that addresses it. Let's iterate on it. Let's improve it. And then once we get it to a place that we're really happy with, let's sustain it. We're still very much in the iteration phase, but our development studio project is meant to provide opportunities for early career technologists. And that comes from the work we've done. We've seen really great folks who applied to our apprenticeship and were a little bit over leveled, kind of, maybe wouldn't get as much benefit from that as they would like, who are ready to work, but are also struggling to get that first project on their portfolio, get that first bit of paying work. We've had grads from our program who go out and get jobs and are doing great, but come back and say, hey, I'm in kind of a planning mode. I'm doing a lot of project management. I really want to build something. Do you know anybody? Can you help me find an opportunity? And at the same time, we have all these businesses and entrepreneurs and people with really great ideas who come to us and say, I know y'all have a bunch of people who do this. I don't really know what I need, and I'm very, very early. How do I get started? And what we see out in the broader industry is there are lots of companies that will help carry your business all the way out to market, get it out so that people can start really using it, you can start selling it. That's an expensive and time consuming venture. If entrepreneurship is not your full time job, if the idea you have is not very well refined, you're going to spend a lot of money trying to figure it out. And we want to give people an opportunity to experiment and explore and try new things without needing to invest these massive 5-figure numbers or bigger, 6, 7 figures, just to get that first iteration off the ground, get that first project they can play with and see and work with. And that's where Dev Studio comes in, is we target projects that are at under or around the $10,000 mark. So that gives us kind of a rough number that we can give folks. And we target folks who are very, very early in their journey. We're not trying to build something that is super polished, ready to go to market, ready to sell. We're trying to build something that you can put your hands on, see, play with, almost like the Tinker Toys level.
Mm-hmm.
Something together that we can start experimenting with. Save yourself a lot of time and money getting that nailed down before you grow to that next stage. And that
Yeah,
has been fun and terrifying in all the best ways.
was gonna say it's like it's a huge gap. You mentioned it when you started talking about this project. It really is. It's a gap that was seen in our ecosystem at large. Like it was, like you said, you mentioned the founders and the entrepreneur support organization seeing this gap over and over again. And so because we have the talent, we are a tech talent organization, and we have been around for going on 8 years. And so it has been very cool to see us, wait a second, we can connect talent and founders and help our state grow. And we can do that really well because we have worked really hard and intentionally, again, to connect, make a very rich, robust network that people want to come back to, and then also trust us to come back and say, hey, I want to try something else that's hard and new, or learn a new thing, or I want to work in a different range, but like, can you help me also do that? And it's just really, it's cool to see that we're starting to fill these gaps in more than one entry point. For tech talent specifically, but also we get to serve founders who are doing really cool things in our state. And so we've got a couple projects under our belt that are underway, and that's been really cool. And I know that as of late, you've been able, because you have welcomed this instruction team that we mentioned, you've been able to really switch gears and spend a lot more time there in the past few months.
Yeah. Yeah, like with all of our programs, the first stages are always very hands-on for everybody on the team. We're all contributing ideas, we're all working together, we're trying to figure out what makes this work. And so right now is a really good time for Dev Studio because we're exploring lots of different types of projects. We're very open. We're not trying to refine exactly what our pitch is yet. We're saying, hey, bring all comers, bring your ideas. We want to talk to you. We want to come up with how we can help and figure out where the biggest gaps are. I think over time, we'll find places that we fit better and places that we don't fit as well, and we'll be able to refine that pitch. But right now, it's just been a lot of really great conversations and getting to spend my time getting to know entrepreneurs around the state, getting to know folks who maybe don't even consider themselves entrepreneurs yet, but who have a great idea, and we want to help support those folks and bring them into the ecosystem and help them find opportunities. And also talking with folks who are ready to do some work and are excited and want to bring their skills out to a real project. And we're giving them those opportunities as well. So both sides of that are fun. It really, I think you hit the nail on the head. The word I always use for it is connection. We're not really building it ourselves so much as we're connecting the right people together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's my magic sauce. That's what I like. That's thankfully Build Carolina literally made my job title basically that. So I'm really glad that that's the work that we're in. Like, we know that it's not just the skills, it's not just the stuff that you can really hone in and write down and measure like very well. It's this network, it's the community, it's these stuff, that magic stuff in the middle space that we are able to really stand there and be a really solid, stable, magic place for people to come back to and grab a hold of it and join us and do cool things, even if it's for a short period of time or a long period of time. Like we're becoming that tech talent organization hub for the state. And so, yeah, it's anybody who's looking to get into tech, anyone who is looking for tech talent, and anyone who's starting a business, growing a business, anyone who's just interested in learning something new.
Yeah.
That's where we want to sit, and we want to welcome all those people. Just like you said, we're usually in the stage of, are you interested in knowing more about tech? Then you'll probably find something of interest, either if events or just hangouts, places that you can just come and join us. We're hoping to be that more and more and more as we grow. So, what is something as we close out, because I wish we could just spend so much more time talking about all that we do, but we will over the coming days and weeks. People are going to get to know the rest of our team, which will start to puzzle piece together our whole team, which is going to be great. I want to know, what is something just fun about you, Alex, that people can just know about you, that's like a fun fact or a nerdy thing about you?
I have a lot of nerdy things about me. I don't know. I'll give you two. I'll give you one professional and one
Okay.
unprofessional.
Okay.
The unprofessional one that I'll start with is I'm a huge musical instruments nerd. I started collecting instruments while I was still living with my parents. After I moved out, I spent probably more money than I should have on Craigslist flipping guitars and vintage amplifiers, and along the way have just kind of learned how to rebuild them and how to appraise them, and that's a space I really like. And I've got a couple fun projects at home right now. I'm actually building what I'm calling Sugar and Spice, which is a whiteout and a blackout guitar that kind of match each other. So that has been, it's very,
I
very
know this about you.
fun. Yeah, I'll share some pictures later. Kind of
Cool.
just a weird little quirky project I've been on for a while now.
Cool.
More professionally, I'm doing a lot of experimenting, like basically everybody in our industry, with AI, large language models, generative tools, a lot of kind of the new zeitgeisty tech that's out there. And it's exciting to see how quickly that can either help you or harm you. Um,
Oh.
in I read recently this concept that you should never use AI unless you already know the answer. It's a really great reference. And that's kind of what I'm learning with it as I experiment more is, if you know where you want to go and you want to get there faster, these tools are incredible. They will get you to the finish line and beyond it very quickly. If you don't know what finish line you're looking at, you will end up in somebody else's race entirely. So it is important to have that idea of guidance and that idea of outcomes you're expecting, be able to drive towards it with this new tech. But it's just been fun to play with. So much is available for free or very cheap online, and you can do so much magic so much faster than we could a decade ago. So that's been fun.
Well, thanks for the, passing along the wisdom though, because I think that we all, yeah, there's probably some of us who are out there, dabbling and asking it all kinds of prompts. I know that anybody's birthday, work anniversary, whatever on our team, we're asking it to write a rap or something, like, or make a song or a jingle, or a poem. So we definitely have a little fun with it on our end, and it's been fun. But it is nice to know that if you know the destination, it can just help you get there a little faster. Oh, cool. And I did not know about the music. Like, I mean, I knew you loved music. I didn't realize it was that you were creating instruments and collecting them.
I am a big nerd for that. Yeah, actually, just last night I started helping a friend rebuild a 1923 banjo-lele, which a lot of people don't know about. A little 4-string banjo like a ukulele.
I'm going to Google it. I mean, or you share your references with me so I can see what you're talking about. Yeah. That's very cool. Well, I mean, I really could. So much fun. Thank you for sharing some of what you're doing, opening up that, under the hood a little bit, because you do a lot. And happy Build anniversary, as I like to call it, as we on our team like to call it, to many more. And thanks for leading us and like pouring into our team and our culture as an organization, and all of the people who we get to interact with. It's been great. So appreciate you. And if y'all want to, Alex is a great follow on LinkedIn. So you can follow Alex there.
And that is my only social. So if you want to follow me anywhere else, it's a lie.
Yeah, exactly. There's posers. Really just thanks so much for the time, and we'll do this again.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lauren.
Thanks.